Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play the Wily Wars. In the last part we went up against DocRobot and now we're at Dr. Wily once again. Let's be honest, we all saw this coming.
He's weird.
Them eyebrows.
Stereotypically German.
Well, he is based off
Evil.
Einstein, so makes sense.
Oh, well, no, like stereotypically German equals evil. That's what I mean.
I guess. Either way, I mentioned last part that this is part of the game is really easy, and I mean that because the Wily Castle is really, really simple in this game, and it's really nice with items because first off, extra life right at the start, and let's just keep an E-tank count when we go throughout this to see how many he gives us. It is quite disgusting.
You've started at like what, 1?
Yeah, roughly.
You're at 1 right now?
Let's just keep count of the ones we collect throughout this area.
Wily, why are you trying to go easy on us?
I don't know why they did this. Maybe they thought the DocRobot stages were too hard. I don't know. Either way, at the end of the last part, I mentioned there was actually a mobile version of this game like there was in Mega Man 2, but I think this was actually Japan exclusive. So let's go over what
There's
that
one.
did. Yeah, there's one. First up, the stage setup was limited as a background, color flicker, and flash were removed to help clear up performance. To help some ease of play, some traps and stages were actually removed, like Magnet Man stage were slightly rearranged as well. Proto Man doesn't.
You mean Breakman?
Yes. I didn't. So I'm going to censor that.
Because there's another E-tank you missed.
Yeah, I didn't need to get that one. Breakman doesn't show up in certain areas that he did in the original. Hammer Joe is this guy right here. Was harder to defeat because his sprite action kept blinking rapidly rather than being normal. However, you could fight the Robot Masters and DocRobots in any order you wanted. Or not in any order, whenever you wanted. There's also, randomly enough, some cheat codes in the NES version that you wouldn't expect how to activate. You need to have a second controller plugged in. If you hold right, you'll be able to jump really high, which allows you to also jump in and out of some pits.
Oh, rude and crazy.
You can't use... And if you actually get hits when you're in a pit from an enemy above you, you'll actually become invincible. You can't fire the Mega Buster, but you're entirely invincible to everything. Holding up on the second player controller will actually cause everything, including in the game, including Mega Man himself, to move in slow motion. And holding up and A will cause everything, including Mega Man, to freeze. Which can also allow you to hear some extensions on certain songs. Either way, it's time for the first boss of Wily Castle, the Kamegoro Maker. This thing has a few weaknesses: Mega Buster, Needle Cannon, Magnet Missile, Gemini Laser, but I prefer
the Kamegoro Mako Reactor what?
Kamegoro Maker. And the Kamegaros. The Kamegaros are the turtles. The Shadow Blade is the overall weakness because it just takes it down so quickly. But that's just a really simple boss. You can also use the Spark Shock to freeze the Kamegoro or its shell, but it doesn't do damage, sadly. If I recall, it actually showed up in Captain N the Game Master. Either way, time for Wily 2. Oh, by the way, I should mention, a lot of people tend to bring up the Mega Man 2 castle theme as one of the best in the series.
I was just about to ask.
But Mega Man 3's castle tunes, in my eyes, are actually the go-to bit greats, because I love Mega Man 3's castle themes. Mega Man 6's are probably a close second, but I love this. I love this to death. What do you think as the musically inclined person?
Me.
Yes.
No, probably. RDW. Wheat bread. Wheat bread is the most.
No, I was
musically
asking you what you thought of the song as the musically inclined person.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what are you talking about?
I thought you were like, who's better at music? But well, out of the ones you've played, I really like Mega Man 5's soundtrack.
You're the first person I've ever heard talk about Fives, actually. Most people tend to ignore that one for these reasons. Either way, next boss, because that was a really short stage with 2 E-tanks at the end there, and where's the
No, why are they doing this?
No! That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He's back! Yellow Devil Mach 2. And he's a lot easier, because we can slide under him this time. He's weak to the hard knuckle, and if quick, you can get, I believe, 2 and up to 3 shots in at once on his eye. He moves a lot slower. In fact, in the Genesis version, there's a lot of slowdown, especially when you jump, so this is actually a very easy fight. But I'm not going to lie, when I first played this game, because I played Mega Man 1 before this one, I screamed very quietly, like, "Argh!" because I didn't want to go through, like, the hour it took for me to beat the Yellow Devil. Ugh. Also, fun fact, there's actually a Mario World ROM hack out there by the name of Brutal Mario World. This guy shows up as a purple version as a boss.
Ew.
Yeah, Brutal Mario World is actually really weird, but really technically impressive. And he's dead.
Wonderful. Now, why is there no green devil, or red devil, or blue devil?
There was a Green Devil. That was 8 in Mega Man and Base. Red, I don't quite recall. We had kind of a purple one in Mega Man 5 for the Game Boy. Either way, we're immediately on to Wily 3 because, honestly, a lot of the Wily stages aren't only easy, but really short. This is my favorite song in the game, though. I love this song.
I can't hear it, but that makes me sad.
Have you ever heard of the Megas, Kenny?
Megas as in...
A band.
Yes, I have.
Their Mega Man 3 album, it's History Repeating Blue and History Repeating Red, because it's a 2-part album, has a really kick-ass version of this song. And it's just so great. I personally prefer History Repeating Red because it has some of my favorite songs from the album between them. But it's just an overall great listen. I recommend you check them out when you have the free time. Also, I'd like to note that it can handle this effect right there really well, but during the Mega Man 2 final boss, it was slowing down like nothing else. In comparison.
Oh, I don't like segments like this.
This is actually really easy, especially the second one coming up right here, because if you're quick, you can just jump right up without actually having to move much. I don't know what was happening there. That was a glitch. In the NES version...
Wow, you have 5 E-tanks.
Yeah.
5 E-tanks.
Yeah, keep in mind, I entered with 1.
1.
Good lord. Admittedly, that previous room is actually really glitchy in the NES version because some graphics get left behind. Either way, next boss is another Mega Man 1 tribute, Copybot, who once again turns your color. You have to find which one of the 3 is the real one and only damage him. However, he will teleport back and forth. In the NES version, it was really easy to tell which one was him, because only the one that was real was the only one that actually teleported in. The other ones just kind of cut in out of nowhere. So this is actually a bit of a harder fight on the Genesis because you actually have to find out which one's which. In my experience, he likes to try and hide in the middle or the bottom, but he can very easily show up on the top as well. My strategy, though, generally just to stick with the bottom 2 and hope for the best, really.
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. So.
Yep.
Ooh, good job.
Quite a random thing to bring back from 1, but it's not that hard of a boss.
For a second, I was thinking those were boss rush teleporters, and I got nervous.
Oh, we're not there yet.
But we're not at Wily 3 yet.
But it's a good thing you brought that up, Ken. Because
wishing I didn't.
This is that stage. Thankfully, they do give you a good amount of robot energy. Well, technically, weapon energy to keep yourself on the ground. But it's not that bad of a boss rush, honestly. Fun little fact, actually. All the robot masters in the boss rush are actually weak against their own weapons. Not to the
Why, though?
I don't know. Not to the extent of Metal Man and 2, who could be 2-shotted. In fact, I think there's some of their weaknesses do more damage. But in the case of like weapons you don't use much or don't have to use throughout the rest of the game, it's a good strategy to keep some weapons at higher weapon energy levels. Also, I swear these trash men took a lot more damage in the NES version. Either way, here we are. But, you know, I'm feeling like taking them out spectacularly. know what's the bitch of it all, though?
Oh my god.
The day I started editing that, a YouTuber by the name and Twitch streamer by the name of Proton John started using that as his raid countermeasures. And I was like, damn it! Ugh.
That is such bad timing.
I know, but I was already starting it, so I was like, no, I'm finishing this. And based off that chuckle, it was worth it. That actually almost killed Camtasia, though.
I mean, I'm sure, because literally that was like, what, 17, 18 different tracks?
Roughly. Either way, here we are at the final level. And the final boss coming up is pretty simple. Meet Wily Machine 3, also, for some reason, called Pinbot.
Painbot?
Pin. Because it has little pins that go into holes on the ground, don't you see?
That looks like...
In the first half, you have to target that cannon. I didn't even get all the way on screen. It's weak to Spark Shot or Hard Knuckle. Second form is Wily up there on the top that you have to damage. There are a few ways you can damage him. But I like to go the Rush Jet and just shoot him directly in the face approach because it has the highest DPS.
For some reason, the pin reminds me of the magic wands in Mario 3.
Actually, now that you mention it, if you just remove the thing that's blocking them, it does look a lot like that. It also kind of reminds me of the Fire Rod from Hyrule Warriors. And that's it! But, you know,
really?
What? We could probably find Gamma in some hidden storage base or something. Also, fun fact, Megaman can moonwalk in this screen if you're facing the left. Oh, it was a fake!
Of course. No way Final Boss could be that easy.
You might want to hold off on that, Kenny. Because now we're on to the true final boss, which, fun fact, actually glitched out for me on my first take of this level. I beat it, and then the game started glitching out, and I walked left back into the room and had to fight him again.
Why?
I don't know. It was weird. And it was,
look at all that crap he's serving you.
Like I said, this game is easy as hell once you get to the final area. But as you might be able to predict, just based off the plot line and the fact that Wily stole it, final boss is Gamma. First form is that little hail on the top, and it goes down in a very short amount of Shadow Blades. Second form makes this look very familiar. Gutsman's back. And it's weak against the top spin of all things. Get up there and attack him once he's dead.
Once?
Yep. One shot. Technically speaking, what it's actually doing is Gamma Phase 2 has no invincibility frames. So you're just damaging him every frame. Because top spin does 2 damage.
Where is Dr. Wily? Oh no, too late.
By the way, he misspelled Wily there in the NES version to be Wily. Epilogue. Megaman, you've regained consciousness. I found you lying here when I arrived. I wonder who brought you here. This whistle, it must have been Proto-Man. Yeah, I did kind of say that earlier, but I censored it. But ladies and gentlemen, the true identity of Breakman is actually that of Proto-Man, and which is why we're actually getting this little chin of the Mega Man 1 Robot Masters, because Proto-Man, as his name would suggest, is the prototype for the Robot Master line, making him Mega Man and Roll's older brother. And I love this Genesis rendition of his theme Whistle Blues. I love it.
Proto Man's theme is very, very nice. I really like it.
There are some great remixes of this song on YouTube, but for some reason this has always been one of my favorites, even though it's twangy as hell for the Genesis.
That vibrato is, well, fine.
And there
Brother
he
of
is.
Mega Man.
New robot prototype. I find it kind of odd they decided to introduce that on the third game of all things, but yeah, oh, hey, look, Wily's back. And he's topping the Christmas tree.
Why is he the angel and or star?
I don't know. And
He's
now we
evil.
just get some really lazy-looking goes over with the Robot Masters and their designers. If I recall, this was animated in the NES version, but I could be wrong about that. But that's Wily Wars 3, and how is it? It's alright. One problem I actually do have with it is the fact that I can't use a password to skip the DocRobot stuff, because I usually do. And DocRobot's just a very uninteresting drag once you have to play through it more than the second time. But Mega Man 3 in the whole, I think is still good. Has some nice stages. Some of the Robot Masters can be kind of annoying without their weaknesses, yeah. And the Wily Castle is way too easy for its own good. But I still think it's a fantastic little game. Fantastic soundtrack. And it introduced some nice villainous concepts. What do you think, Ken?
Well, I mean, I find this one, I don't know, I find it a little bit less interesting than the other Mega Mans of which you've had me appear for. I found some Easter eggs that, well, not really Easter eggs, but they were things that I found referencing things that didn't really exist at this time. Like Mario 3 with the magic wands. I don't think Mario 3 was out at all until what, 92 or 93, maybe even earlier. No. It came out in the days of the NES, actually, didn't it?
Yes, it was an NES game. Let me look this up. Mario 3. Mega Man 3. Which came out first? Mega Man 3 was September 28th, 1990. Mario 3 was February 9th, 1990. So just they're probably in development around the same time. But with that, we're going to end this off here. That's the end of Mega Man 3, ladies and gentlemen. Next time on Mega Man The Wily Wars, I'm going to be trekking it solo through the new content because I'm going to have a lot to talk about with that. But thank you for joining me for these 3 parts, Kenny.
You are welcome. Sorry I couldn't be on for more of them, but of course scheduling is a problem.
Don't worry, I think I got some good laughs out of the stuff I did with Wheaty and Jordan.
Wheaty.
Big Wheaty claws!
Oh, dear.
But with that, I'm going to end this off here. Have a great night and take care, everyone. See you guys next time.